What's up, guys? We are back. This is Justin. It's Greg and Vinnie. We are here. This is episode 19 of Baseball and Whatever. Today on the docket, we're going to talk a little bit about the Sox, namely Lance Lynn getting ejected last night for throwing a belt. I wish I could say I was lying, but that's the reason. We're going to talk about some of the stuff the Cubs, the superstar Frank Schwindel that they have playing right now. And if you're wondering who the hell is that, well, that's about right, I guess, because I still don't really know who the guy is either. We'll talk a little bit around Major League Baseball, some of the stuff going on. And then finally, we got such a huge amount of feedback from our Facebook group and Facebook people and some other places about movies that have just as good as sequels or better. So I think we're just going to jump in. We'll debate, we'll argue. There's a few on this list that I vehemently disagree with, so I can't wait to hear some of the feedback here.
Okay.
I'm also upset that Erica does not like Tokyo Drift. Shame on her. But we'll get to that in the whatever section when we talk about movies. So to start us off, Greg, you want to tell us what comments we got? And I apologize in advance. My internet, I was supposed to have fiber and it's flaking out on me because I don't have fiber yet. So Greg, take it away.
He's a little shaky, ladies and gentlemen. Justin's, dropping in and out. So we gotta get that fiber net to Manhattan, Illinois, because we need to hear you loud and clear, Justin, for this to work right here.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, the moms chime in again. Thank you, moms, for listening to the podcast. Good to know you're out there. Someone's listening to us. Who more important than the moms? Robin writes in on Facebook, in regards to the Field of Dreams game, loved watching the game being played at the Field of Dreams field. Great job, guys. We really enjoy listening to your
They're probably
podcast.
the only people.
I was like, you got to be the only one. So, but if we can entertain a couple people, even just one, we're doing something good.
Hopefully.
Someone, right?
As long as they like us.
Yeah.
Or I guess if they don't like us either, maybe we keep their blood pressure
that's
going.
true. Exactly. Either way, it gets correspondence, hopefully.
Yeah.
The Field of Dreams game, most watched regular season game in 16 years.
It's pretty sad for baseball.
Baseball's dying, man. Baseball's dying. But it was a good game. Actually, we were recording live when that game was going on. So,
I like to think we were the reason the Sox
enjoyed
won.
very much.
Probably.
I believe so. Power of the podcast. And the Cubbies get to play out there next year.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Against the Reds.
Hey, on a plus side, the Ricketts will be able to save money on gas because they'll just be able to drive the team over from Iowa.
Yeah,
pretty much.
The farm team. So
probably get a bunch of bicycles and bike on over there, country road.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn on YouTube, in regards to what people are watching, that's kind of like our hashtag not watching last week. Lynn writes in, we love to watch Bosch. Is that it, Bosch?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
It is a great
tools.
show.
It is.
A great show.
I thought they were watching the Power Tools. Never mind.
No.
That's on Amazon.
Good set of power tools, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Vince football. No. And I like Chef Ramsay, Master Chef in Hell's Kitchen. I used to be a big Hell's Kitchen guy. I haven't been on it for a while, but I just love adults getting screamed at and brought to tears by Gordon Ramsay. There's just something so satisfying about that. Thanks, Lynn, for checking in. Actually, Lynn's right upstairs babysitting my kids right now. So.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
Perfect.
So maybe you shout out to Lynn. Hopefully she hears me. So maybe she'll stop. Maybe she'll stop by and visit the podcast later. We'll see.
Let's not have her do that. We'll lose viewers.
Vinny, there's a big job for you today. You are going to man the White Sox section. Take it away.
All right, Liam Hendricks. The last two outings, I believe he struck out the side in both of his. Or I should say, he had recorded 3 strikeouts at least, I think, in his last 2 outings. I think he went 1 2/3 inning last game.
Yes, he went 1 2/3.
He went the distance.
Yes, got 5 outs and struck out 3 of them.
Yeah, and the game before that, he struck out 3. Struck out the side. Yep.
Yeah,
and then before that, the last 2 games before those last 2 were pretty suspect.
There was this, everyone was speculating, even his wife was even speculating that he was tipping pitches. So I don't know if that's been on his radar or something, but if that's the case, hopefully he's kind of figured that out and not, giving his stuff away, because we don't like
that's not good.
Liam Hendriks tipping pitches.
No,
because he can get up a lot of
Yes.
home runs lately, and we don't need that.
But you do have
So,
Craig Kimbrell
good to see
to
him
just
back.
put him
He gets
in
those
there
Oakland A's.
if you need to, if things completely fall off.
We got Craig, but it hasn't fallen off yet. So
Yeah.
Liam Hendriks, like I said, that 5-out save yesterday. Yeah, take a break, Craig. Yeah, no, nice day off on the bench. Take it easy. Don't want you to work too hard, you motherfucker. So just kidding, Craig. I love you.
I did
Happy
see
you're
that.
here.
I think Fangraphs has the Sox is 100% to make the playoffs now. So
Yeah, with the 11 and a half or 12 game lead in the Central, I was like, it's so weird because it's like the other teams are not even trying right now, but it's still Sox fans are still like, ooh, 12 games is still not enough, because the White Sox can falter towards the end of the season.
right.
I just don't see that happening with this team.
Right,
now.
and Cleveland just finds a way, but you just, like, in all honesty, it's like I don't see that happening. But knock on wood or whatever.
Terry's not in Cleveland anymore. You got nothing to worry about.
That's right. It's not even Sandy Alomar either. It's like a different guy.
Yeah.
So, heard Sandy Alomar is not the greatest leader
Person.
in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Person, right.
Really, I didn't know that.
Well, always never getting the interviewing like every year for like 5 different jobs and never landing one of them. So I think that kind of relates to
And it's telling,
So,
for sure.
A little bit. What else you got, Vinny?
Yeah. So Lance Lynn, the big, I guess, hot
Beltgate.
button topic. Yeah. Beltgate was ejected last night during, I think, after the 5th inning. He went 5 innings. He had thrown 94 pitches. So he
went 4, I believe, actually.
Was it 4?
I believe it's 4. I think
he had a very inefficient night for him.
It wasn't
94 pitches.
wasn't,
He was probably done at that point. So he was probably a little
night.
PO'd going back to the dugout. But for MLB's required foreign substance abuse checks, he ran into the dugout to get checked by a trainer, but left his glove and hat. And the ump went to check the hat and glove and requested his belt, because that's also something they check. Yes. And he was already in the dugout, so he took it off and threw it and was ejected. I personally, I don't think he should have thrown the belt. I don't think the ump should have thrown him out unless the ump was hit with the belt. I think I relate that to a toddler and just bad parenting. It's like when a toddler,
a little bit, yeah.
you tell a toddler to do something and the toddler does it, but does it in just an awful way, and then you just react and you scold the toddler when you probably shouldn't. You should just accept it and move on from it, but you scold them because you're just like, yeah, I'm the authority, you're the child. Mm-hmm. Get out of here with that. But Lance Lynn was quoted saying, obviously I hurt his feelings. I said, well, if you were on time, we wouldn't have had this problem. The thing I disagree with that, though, is if you look at the video when he was thrown out, the other team hadn't even taken the pitcher wasn't even on the mound for the opposing pitcher. So he ran into the dugout.
He had a little Tony La Russa back to the dugout, right?
He must have had Tony's uppers. But, if Lance would have put his belt out there, which they normally check,
he knows the rules. He knows the rules.
So but this is what happens when you get all sporting world's 2 biggest divas, starting pitchers and umpires, getting together and clashing. This is going to happen. Stupid stuff like this happens. And I think he shouldn't be suspended any games. It was,
no.
If anything, it would right. If anything, it was going to be the comments. Like what you just read there, Vinny. It was like, I found it funny, his comments, but it's like, just shut your mouth. Just let it go. Just
let Tony say something like that.
Let Tony say it exactly.
The video of you see the ump walking, and you see, obviously Lynn took off towards the dugout or whatever, and then all of a sudden you see the ump looking at the glove and hat, and then just seeing this belt go flying through the air. I'm like, what just happened? So I know he said something about he had to go get worked on in the clubhouse in between innings or something. So I don't know what that entails, or if that was just going to the bathroom, or who knows, but
taking a dump.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
if anything helps, he didn't have his good stuff tonight. And I think you said before, Vinny, he was probably just in a hissy fit mood and a lot of, just kind of like you said, the toddler bad parenting sort of like just more shenanigans on the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I thought his comments were funny. I was like, okay, just let it go. All right. We don't use
At least they're up 12 games.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, just don't get suspended if they fine you for, because God forbid you say anything about the umpires and there's like a fine from the MLB the next day. But it's just whatever. But you also said before baseball starting pitchers and umpires are the biggest divas. Where do you stand on the NBA? Would you still rank the NBA number one NBA players number one in sports divas?
Maybe LeBron.
Maybe LeBron. Is it just LeBron I'm thinking of? Okay.
Yeah.
He's the face of basketball.
there's so many good gifs and memes of him like flopping and
crying. I still remember
or got his hands up, palms up,
when he was with Cleveland. I think they were playing the Bulls. He got fouled. Or he fouled somebody and he literally ran across the court in disgust of the refs calling of the foul on him. And I absolutely lost it. I think I lost all respect for him after that. And it just don't have anymore.
Probably for the best,
as a basketball player.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Basketball, I kind of feel like that. What about, football, I don't think there's too much.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers,
there's another
pretty
one.
big
example.
Yeah,
taking away Blake Bortles' job.
Yeah, right.
Bitch. Oh man,
what did he say the other day? He said it was going to be a reckoning this season for Aaron Rodgers. That's what he called it, not revenge. It was going to be his reckoning. It's like, oh, okay, Aaron, whatever.
Is he taking a page out of Theo's book? So he's going to do nothing. If he's going to do Epstein.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is there anything else? I feel bad. We're kind of jipping the socks of some talk here, but they're just kind of doing their thing and winning, right?
Exactly. Well, they got the biggest lead, division lead right now. Even the Tigers are creeping up on the Indians right there.
Yeah.
And then they got the Rays flying out to Tampa Bay to take the Rays on tomorrow.
Okay.
I believe so.
Did they drop 2 of 3 against the Yankees?
They did. Yeah. So they're 1-5 against the Yankees this year, I believe. So
good.
not great, but we know we're going to the postseason and everyone's kind of freaking out. Oh, they don't. I even said it before on this podcast. They're under 500 against, good teams. But it looks like they are postseason bound. So we'll see how that translates. Obviously, it's not a good feeling beforehand, but you win game 1, you win game 2 in a series.
Yep.
And you kind of put that on the back burner. You say, okay, forget all about that. That shit doesn't matter. Let's go. But if, of course, they get destroyed, be like, oh, see, we told you. So
I could not believe after that Yankees series, man, the Yankees Twitter following is insufferable. They are awful. Oh my God. Just
came out of every nook and cranny.
Yeah. It was just like, oh my God, I get it. You're the Yankees,
Congratulations.
Yeah. No one cares.
I hate that stupid bullshit on the radio.
Yankees win. Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up.
What's that from?
That's the radio broadcast.
That's the radio
right? I
broadcaster,
forget the guy.
Oh gosh.
Every
That's
time
been doing it
they
for
do
a long
they
time.
hold it for like 10 seconds now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yankees win.
It's awful. It's pretty bad.
Their broadcast is even insufferable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. See ya. It's like dumbasses.
All right.
Tell us more, Greg.
I hope they don't make the postseason. I hope they don't.
That would be pretty funny.
That would be fun. It looks like the Rays are taking off that division.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the Red Sox, obviously, than we're not big East Coast baseball guys on this podcast. I think I'd rather see the Red Sox than the Yankees.
Yeah, so
if it's got to be someone from that division.
Blue Jays,
wild card game.
They're going to make a
Blue
run.
Jays, yeah. Look, the 4 games, 3 or 4
games
out of
back,
out of a wild card. I would so prefer that, Justin.
Oh yeah. So would I. And then then there's the Orioles, who are like the I don't know what they are.
The Pirates.
Yeah, they're the Pirates. Of the East.
Yeah.
They're like will someone
that's
take pity on us?
Yeah, that's an organization with like 100+ losses like 3 years in a row now.
Yeah.
At least I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's
because they have the
shitty,
new
so.
Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah, that's right.
Kris look, can you believe that he agreed to defer? He retired, agreed to defer that money, the Bobby Bonilla style, and he gets all of it, man.
Yeah.
I think I tweeted
awesome.
out, you quit your job but keep the millions. # American Dream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn it. So
Yeah.
they gave him that huge contract, Chris Davis, after that. What he had like that 50 home run season.
Yeah.
And just stunk. I mean, that was the year like him and Mark Trumbo, started hitting bombs every week. So
didn't he get in trouble for PEDs, or he was taking some medicine that he didn't have a prescription for? And
I
medication,
think that sounds right. Yeah.
Then it was like ADHD medicine or something like that, I thought.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah.
He didn't have prescription, and then everything went kind of south from there.
Yeah, it was all downhill.
Druggy.
Much like the Orioles organization.
Yeah.
Pretty
all right.
Former Brandon Hyde still their coach. Former Cubs.
Yeah, I feel like they just might as well keep him until they're going to be good, right?
Maybe they should get Rick Renteria.
His job. You know what? It might happen. We'll see. So
Ricky will go there, and then when they get good, they'll
fire him. Yeah,
they'll dump him. The story of Rick Renteria.
Yeah.
Oh,
poor bastard.
But do you think he gets a ring from the Sox if they win this year?
Oh, I'd give him one.
Like the Cubs
like the Cubs did. Yeah. I'd give him one because he did.
Is that the American dream there?
That is the American dream. Baseball.
Be on a team with no expectations, and then when the team has expectations, you get canned, but still get a ring.
Still get a ring. Exactly. And all this guaranteed money. Look at all this guaranteed money in baseball. Everything's fucking guaranteed, man.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. It's like if you're gonna try, it's like go for baseball, man. Go for baseball.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, now switching gears to the Iowa Cubs. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, the 12-game losing streak has ended.
Yay!
Pause for the applause there.
Wait. I'm sure Ricketts is giving himself a pat on the back for that one. Like they did with the nomination or the plaque they gave themselves.
Yes, I saw that today. I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on. But
Tom really knows how to read a room.
Really quick, guys, I need to apologize to Tom Ricketts if he's listening. Tom, I'm sorry I had to unsubscribe from Fubo TV because of the regional sports fee they're charging us now, sons of bitches. But Tom, I will not have Marquee anymore for a little bit.
You don't want to watch the Iowa Cubs?
I want to, but I don't want to pay for that fee, Vinny. So it's nothing personal, Tom, or Cubs fans. I'd love to support you. I want you to keep your billions, but I can't help you with this one. Talk to Fubo, tell them to get their shit straight. YouTube TV doesn't have it, and I can get MLB Network for a regular package. So, sorry, Tom. Hopefully it works out with YouTube, and I'll be there for your Iowa Cubs, man.
He's gonna have to. The leather upholstery he probably just ordered for his private jet now is going to be a lower tier. Yeah, I hope you're happy.
It's going to be a lower tier.
Yeah.
Cow leather.
It's going to be leather.
Leather. Thanks a lot, Greg.
Sorry. I wish I could help, but that extra $6 just can't do that. $6, boys. Not going to happen. It's principle. It's principle.
It is.
I'm a man of morals. So.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with that. My morals are so strong. I just don't watch because I can't watch them. So, but that's neither here nor there. All right. So the 12-game losing streak ended. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now. So yay, Cubs. Kyle Hendricks the other night ended the streak by beating the Reds 2-1. Man, talk about an offensive juggernaut this team is. They won 2-1 over the Reds. An interesting stat I found on Twitter was that 6% of Hendricks's walks, which he doesn't walk too many, but 6% of his walks in his entire Major League Baseball career have gone to Joey Votto, which just seems crazy that almost a tenth of the people he's walked is all under one actual player. So, I feel like Votto's kind of having a career renaissance this season too. Like he's kind of getting some higher play. The other thing with this new 2-game winning streak they're on, we have the 29-year-old superstar that they picked up from, is that the A's they got him from?
I think it's Oakland. Yeah.
Oakland. Yeah.
Yep.
is Frank the Tank Schwindel. During that 12-game losing streak, he had a slash line of a .395 batting average, a .422 on base, and a .791 slugging in 12 losses, hitting 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. So I can imagine the Cubs will lock him up to a long-term, cost-effective deal. And
do you think he takes a hometown discount, though? It's not like first baseman.
I don't know.
I mean,
what's he make? Is he league minimum right now?
I think
he's got to be. 29
just look at those 12 games and what he did in those 12 games. I mean, you can't replace that.
No, you can't. You can't. So
give him one of those Bodie deals, maybe a little over.
I'm not a huge fan of Bodie because I don't think he's that great anymore. But credit to him for reading the room, as we say, because he knew he wasn't going to be very good, but he got them to give him like a decent long-term financial deal for like $2 million a year,
something like that.
And for a guy that was like, for a guy that was toiling away in the minors for so long, I'd be like, oh yeah, you don't even have to play me. Send me back down to Iowa. I don't care. Just let me keep collecting the money.
Keep the money. Yeah. He did. He did good. He did good. He did the right thing.
Imagine if you're the Yankees scouting department, you missed on Schwindel.
You did.
You got a guy who just was out for 10 games, and you could have had this big bat in there. They probably would have swept the Sox if they would have had him playing first base.
They could have won that Field of Dreams game.
They could have. Instead the first baseman they got, if it's not the back, it's the COVID. So.
Yeah. Well, the Yankees might have to ask Schwindel if he looked into the science yet. I mean, Rizzo said he had the whole season to look into it, and then he got sick. So anyway, we don't need to get into that. The other thing that I thought was fascinating, I'll be curious what you guys think, is that they interviewed Kris Bryant out in San Francisco. Vinny's rocking his new Giants hat. Looks very stylish, Vinny.
With the orange bill. Very nice.
With the orange bill.
Thank you.
It's I kind of have an appreciation for the Giants this season. I don't know why. Usually I don't really like them, but maybe the Barry Bonds is worn off now and I can actually enjoy them. I don't
think they came out of nowhere
guys too.
Yeah. I've never been a big Madison Baumgartner fan. So now that he's gone too, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But here's I don't remember how this came up in a press conference with Bryant, but this was the question was, they were asking him about, how he was doing as being a Giant, how he was acclimating, and as if he was happy to be a Giant. What did he have to say about that? And this is what he said. I know it's all super new to me, the whole being here and playing with these guys, but there's something that feels a little different this time. It feels right. These are really good people. They put their heads down. They go to work. They're not flashy. And I kind of see myself as that type of player too. And I think that's the kind of what the Giants organization is all about. These guys want good people to go to work for them, keep their head down. And like I said, we're not flashy. Second time, we go out there and do the job and win and move on to the next one. And that's a good feeling. So my question to you two gentlemen, is that a slight at the Cubs? Is it just Bryant saying he likes being on a new team? Is it maybe saying Javi is a little too much being Javi and not always getting the job done? What do you guys think this quote was all about? Is it being read too much into, or what do you think? Vinny, what do you think?
I mean, it's tough because Kris Bryant's never that. He doesn't ever seem like he's always the the good kid type of thing.
Last to burn bridges, yeah.
Yep, but gosh, I don't know. That whole I think of that and all I think of is the Rizzo Wilson flare up, the dugout, and maybe there is more to this than just him just being appreciative, and just trying to be the rah-rah guy for his new team, and being behind his players and trying to just get himself acclimated with the team type of thing, and get on everybody's good side there. But he said it twice about not being flashy, and I don't know, that I feel like it's just a slap in the face to Wilson and Javi. Both flashy type of players. So I don't know. It, like you said, it just seems so out of character if it's him kind of mentioning the Cubs in the regard, or if it's just him trying to say, hey, I really like the way this team runs. And obviously it sounds like the Giants organization is probably run a little bit different than the Cubs organization. A lot more sustained success over the last decade. That's for sure. Greg, what do you think?
I think I think he likes his new team. I think he likes his new environment.
Yeah,
definitely a change for him. I think he's, don't think he's really I don't know if this is the right term. I don't really think he's the centerpiece out there. He's just kind of like the new guy on a team that is exceeding expectations, maybe more of a laid back clubhouse. There's a lot of eyes on the Cubs too. I mean, I'm not saying San Francisco is a lesser market. I don't know how that compares, but they're a really good team. And I think he's just happy to be in a different, maybe a more positive clubhouse right now. I don't get the flashy comment. Were the Cubs flashy? Is he talking about Baez?
That's the only thing I can think of where he's
that's the only I think of. I mean,
but if he's gonna insult someone or take a jab at someone, that's such a very passive way to do it. Which that would seem like something like the only way he would be able to insult somebody is passively doing
very passive aggressive.
This Cubs clubhouse could be, it could have just been crumbling these last couple of years, and I think that change of scenery is kind of like a breath of fresh air. Maybe I kind of compare it to kind of like leaving your shitty job and doing the same job, but just at a new place, just kind of like a, fresh start and things, the arrow's pointing up right now. Yeah. But I never thought of the Cubs as, flashy team. Even when they won the World Series, I was just like, they're a great team. But when I think of flashy, I actually think more of the White Sox, more of, just guys with, personality, attitude, and swag out there. Yeah. That's more, flashy to me, where the Cubs were just kind of like good, hardcore, baseball players.
You're also talking about Kris Bryant, so I mean, imagine him on the White Sox. That'd be way too flashy for him.
I was like, guys, there's guys here, there's guys that don't even button up their uniforms right here, and here's the guy with no tattoos.
Maybe that was a shot at Wisdom then, because he doesn't button up his shirt.
That's right.
That was too flashy for him. No, yeah. He was a couple unbuttoned, so maybe it was a shot at him. Maybe he didn't like Patrick Wisdom's unbuttoned shirt.
Do we know how Tom Ricketts dresses when he's not on camera? Could he be a flashy dresser? Maybe he's leaving some buttons.
Maybe he's flashing.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I'm just picturing
the Michael Scott.
Yeah. Got some Teen Wolf going on. Yeah. All right. We give it back to each other. So I don't know. I mean, I'll be curious to see if anything else comes from that, but it seems like he really enjoys being a Giant, and you know what? Good for him. He seems like a decent guy for the most part. You kind of wish him happiness. I mean, obviously Baez has been up and down with the Mets right now, and Rizzo was injured. Rizzo went on the COVID list, and I think he's working his way back. And then I know they were talking about, is it Luke Voigt kind of voiced his opinion that he wants more playing time, and Rizzo is so there's some stuff there. So it seems like out of the three of them, Kris Bryant probably definitely has the best. What would you call it? The best kind of like situation at the moment, right? Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So we'll see. I was
wondering, actually, sorry to interrupt. I was wondering if I could ask you guys this question, because I was actually thinking about this. I wanted your guys' opinion. So whoever wrote it, thank you. But the question is, will David Ross be around when the Cubs are ready to contend again? That's an interesting question. What do you guys think about this? Is he? How do we gauge him as a manager right now? I'm like, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for me to answer.
He hasn't even had a full season.
Yeah,
yet,
really.
Right?
Totally.
60 games last year. That's not even a third of the season.
No,
right. And then what? And then the sell off this year. So,
it seems like, in my mind, at least from what I read online and stuff, it seems like public opinion is starting to turn. I shouldn't say turn on him, but the goodwill he kind of generated from the years of being a player and in the fun tour he had after the World Series is starting to kind of go away a little bit. Like, that's not going to carry him anymore. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we want to see some results, and granted, the results he's trying to get, he's kind of handicapped a little bit because of the team that they're giving him. But I mean, if say next year is kind of an off year or a reloading year, and then 2023, they're back to give it another shot, is he still the manager at that point? I honestly don't know. That's why I was curious what you guys thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it really depends, I think, on how next year goes. Yeah. Because they're gonna if they don't spend, then he's gonna get another free ride. But I'm assuming they're gonna spend, and I think they're gonna have to be somewhat competitive.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to. I don't think they'll with the way the Brewers are, unless they, their arms completely fall off.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll have a chance to surpass the Brewers. But being up in second and being competitive and not being as
garbage,
multiple double digit losing streaks, in
historic.
Yes. If they're not that bad, I think maybe, I don't know. I think it also depends on how the clubhouse goes.
I agree. I think if they do, quote unquote spend, we'll see what that is. I think, like, if you ask me that today, I'm like, yes, David Ross is the manager, for next year, obviously, maybe the year after that. But I think after next year, I think there has to be signs of improvement. He has to show something that he's leaving next season with the arrow, pointing up, instead of, another, collapse, even if they do spend a little on free agents or invest in trades next season.
Yep. So it hinges on that. Yeah,
it does. And it's just, I think it's a hard question to answer right now. But so if I'd say today or next year, do I have David Ross as a Cubs manager? My answer is yes.
Yeah.
And then, maybe, I don't know if hot seat is the right word for next year. It's all dependent on the off season, but I think you need to see signs of improvement. That's kind of what kept Rick Renteria around, if you ask me. So until he botched the postseason there, but we won't revisit that. But
Ricky 2.0, you never know.
Yeah.
Vinny, do you want to talk about the new call up they had that just hit a home run in his first start? I know he's a former Cubs fan.
Yeah, Michael Hermosillo.
Okay,
I said that right. Hermosillo.
He's got some great flow. He's got a good mullet going.
Yeah. He's he not his first game with the Cubs, but his first start, he ended up hitting a home run, and he was a Cubs fan growing up. I know there was a picture of him as a kid at Wrigley, so that's kind of one thing that makes, I feel like, sports special.
Yeah.
You can be a fan of the team growing up, and then when you get to play with them, it just, and be good. Like he was crushing it in AAA and finally got the call up and seems to be doing good right now. We'll see. See if he can keep it up. It'd be a great story if he can stick around with the club when they end up contending, but we'll see.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. I feel like at this point there's you got to find things to take an active interest in. Otherwise the games are pretty boring at this point. So that's definitely one that should be good. Greg, do you want to throw out the answer? I'm glad Vinny reminded me of this. Greg, do you want to throw out the answer to your trivia question from last week?
Yes, boys, I will. Sorry, I think I lost you guys really quick. I had to reload right there.
I thought it was my internet.
No, I think that was me. But anyway, so last week we did That Guy Cub. I forgot what I called the thing, but I pretty much picked a random guy that everyone forgot about until I looked at the roster. We played a little That Guy Cub. Can you name this guy? So I think the clues were he finished his career with the Cubs in 2017 as a relief pitcher. He's a previous ALCS MVP World Series winner. His jersey number was the same number Kris Bryant wore in his first year at the Iowa Cubs. Don't ask me why I came up with that, because I'm a number freak like that. And he finished. Oh gosh, do you remember anymore?
Yes, I have them. I have them written down, Greg. Sorry, I was waiting to see how long you could go with that. I was pretty impressed.
I'm at the end of the line.
Okay, so the questions were: he was a pitcher. He finished his career with the Cubs, signed a 1-year, $6 million contract at age 42. Last appearance was against the Braves, like you said, had the same number as Kris Bryant his first year in Iowa. Former ALCS MVP and World Series winner, former All-Star, made his MLB debut against the Yankees, was a starter behind Jeremy Guthrie that year, for the Orioles, and he owns a signed game-used glove from Roger Clemens. So, Greg, what is the answer, and who is this guy?
The answer to the question is Vinny. I think you came up with it.
Oh, I don't remember the name.
The answer to it is none other than former Cubs setup relief pitcher, because he wasn't the closer that year, I don't think, is Koji Uehara.
That's right.
Everyone remember Koji Uehara, famous Boston closer, closed out the 2013 World Series, won the ALCS, MVP that year. Started out in the Orioles, actually, as a starter, I believe, and it didn't really work out. He was actually around the MLB a lot longer than most people think. Wasn't really on the radar until he, was on Boston, and then he finished his career in Japan, I believe.
Okay.
But he was on the Cubs that 1 year. I think is their setup guy. I don't know if he got a lot of saves.
Justin Wilson was that year.
Oh God, that was an awful experience.
Was it really? That was the Heimer Candelario.
Wait. Was that year when they started and then they traded for Wade Davis? Or would they trade for Wade Davis and then Justin Wilson was the year after?
I think that was it, maybe.
Because Wade Davis was right after the World Series.
Because then Wade Davis went to, where did he go? He went to
Colorado after the Cubs, I think.
Yeah.
So he was good with the Cubs.
He was.
But
he was.
The answer was Koji Uehara for guys who don't remember. It's kind of like, that I remember.
I totally forgot he was a Cub. And I liked him on the Red Sox. I thought he was a good reliever.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was most popular on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Obviously. And he was already, he was already in his late 30s by then, and obviously early 40s with the Cubs. So, but good old number 19. I'll have another one for us next week.
Good. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Clues down. So
excellent.
Got a good one. So
all right. Cool.
So be in store for that next episode.
Very cool. All right. Well, real quick, we'll go around the MLB and then we'll get to our whatever topic. A couple updates. The Trevor Bauer court proceedings today, I believe, ended. And this was not for the criminal investigation. This was to turn the current temporary restraining order that the plaintiff had against him into a permanent restraining order, and it was denied by the judge, which was surprising. But the reason this is important is that a second set of accusations came out with more texts and emails, and I'm sure if you look deep enough on the internet, you can find it. There's some really messed up stuff in there as well. Oh boy. And then obviously, like I said, these court proceedings for the restraining order were going on. Trevor Bauer pleaded the fifth. His lawyers would not let him testify, which, I mean, I guess that's his constitutional right. I guess
that's probably smart on
his part. Yeah. I mean, in the court of public opinion, does it look good? I don't know, but obviously you don't want to self-criminate yourself.
Well, and the way he was writing those text messages, he'd probably say something really stupid.
I could see some, Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise court,
right.
I can't handle the truth kind of thing, and he's having screaming. We'll see. Like I said, I believe it's the Pasadena Police Department in California is still investigating the criminal proceedings, so that situation is far from over. Next thing I had is Arrieta. Arrieta was signed by the Padres. Why such a fun, loving, exciting, cool, young, unique team would sign an old bum that's clearly over the hill? I don't know. He got blown out in his first start last night in San Diego, and I'd be curious to see how long they hold on to him, but I know they are hurting for pitchers right now. So,
well, he's hurt.
And he's hurt too.
They're hurting. Yeah.
The other thing, and I thought, Vinny, you'd appreciate this. I saw Gordon Wittenmeyer tweeted out today that the Cubs had talked to Arrieta before they released him, or DFA'd him, I guess you would say, and had asked him to talk about changing things to reinvent himself, kind of tweaking his mechanics, because clearly what he has is not what he used to have when he was good, and he needs to change, I think, in an effort to keep himself in the MLB, but he refused. He said, no, I will not change. And supposedly the Padres...
stuff still plays.
Yeah, it still plays. Justin. Yeah, it's still, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
He knows what to do.
And supposedly the Padres thought they could kind of get him to change and tweak a few things. And I don't think he did because, yesterday was a clear example of that. So
5 runs and 3.1 innings pitched.
I just, at some point your pride has to take over, right? And be like, I don't have it. I need to stop. Or maybe you don't have that voice inside you telling you that because that's what makes you a pro athlete. I don't know, but good Lord, like look at your past performance this year. Yeah. You clearly don't have it. So either adapt and change or, hang him up, but he refuses to do either.
Stubborn.
Yeah, well, he seems kind of like a jackass to begin with.
Well, it doesn't help that people giving him jobs too.
Yeah, why?
AJ, it wasn't like he was out there for
right, almost right immediately. He's like,
and the Cubs don't have to take that money anymore. They don't have to pay him anymore. No. So I don't know. Real quick, couple other things. The A's and White Sox game this week. The A's pitcher, he took a line drive back to the face on the mound. I think that was at Brian Goodwin that hit that.
Yeah, former White Sox Kris Bassett.
Oh, really? I did
part
not
of
know that.
part of the Samardzija trade. So
wow, jeez.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah. So he's got a cheek fracture, no damage to his vision.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty gruesome to see. I mean, obviously it's a freak thing. It happens so rarely. I know some people were talking about, well, do the pitchers need to start wearing cages? And it's like, I don't know if you got to go that far, but because I remember for a while there was a guy on the Padres that had like the reinforced hat.
Yeah.
And that the
Mario hat.
Yeah, that never really caught on either. So
I think Brandon McCarthy tried to wear that too, if I'm not mistaken. That didn't work out. So I don't know if he was on the Padres then or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
so I mean,
you know what? I don't. Obviously, you want everyone to be as safe as they can out there. I don't know what you do about that.
It's just a freak occurrence, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know what the answer is either, but it's good to see that. I know he went to Rush Medical in Chicago and everything was taken care of. So, a couple other quick hits. The Mets owner, Steve Cohen, I believe is his name. He came out and started criticizing his hitter's approach at the plate. He said, it's hard to understand how professional hitters can be this unproductive. The best teams have a more disciplined approach. The slugging and OPS numbers don't lie. What's your take, guys? Should the owner of the team be critiquing his players in public, or should he just keep his mouth shut and let the baseball people do the job?
Farewell, Mets season. It's over. Right? See ya. Nice try. You're done.
They won though the other night after he tweeted this. So I don't think it was, because of him. It wasn't because of him, but
Do they have a GM? Because their GM got canned.
Yes.
Yeah, there's scumbag GM.
Yeah. Another man. Not a good look for MLB this year with scumbags. But yeah, I think they have like what's the word? Like an in-place GM, like
okay.
Yeah, like
so he's not going to keep his job. He's not going to be the permanent
interim. No, interim. Thank you.
It must be George Costanza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Assistant to the traveling secretary making moves.
Yeah,
so.
he can't be keeping his job after a criticism like that, since he traded for Baez, who has probably the worst plate discipline anybody in the MLB right now.
So I don't know. Like I go back and forth on this. I get it. You are putting out the big bucks to own the team, pay the salaries, and take the losses, obviously, too. But at the same time, if you're a player and your owner's running his mouth on Twitter, I'm not going to respond kindly to that, probably, right? Like, I don't know. Or do it behind closed doors. Putting someone on blast on Twitter is probably not the best way to go. I don't know about you guys, but
I'll put it in perspective right here. I'd rather have my owner hire Tony La Russa than have to listen to that bullshit. So,
wow,
that's where I'm at with that.
I almost did a spit take there.
Fuck that guy, man.
Oh boy.
And Reinsdorf all about it. Fuck them both. I just think that's dumb, and it's just. And then even a couple weeks ago, Pete Alonso came out and said, "Hey, New York, just chill a little bit.
Oh boy,
things are a little tough right now, but we have smiles on our faces. We're gonna go out there. We got this. Don't worry." I was like,
wrong answer.
You play in New York.
You don't do that. No,
and it's not like he's Javi, who just got traded there and doesn't really know anything about the market. Like, you played there for multiple seasons.
Your claim to fame, Pete Alonso, is winning the home run derby.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah. It's like New York fans, baseball out there, they want to see
a winner,
wins, not your fucking bullshit.
Especially Mets fans having to deal with Yankees fans all the time. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I don't know. I think you guys nailed it. I think this is, the Mets have been sliding for a couple of weeks. I don't see them. I think this is where you say goodbye. We'll see you next season.
Mets are just dumbasses, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. Red Foreman, you're a dumbass, So anywho.
Vinny, I think you said that. I think you put this on. Shohei Ohtani's at 40 home runs now, right? Was that you, Vinny?
Yes, that was as of this morning. I don't think he hit one today. So.
No, and that comes off the heated debate of Jack Morris getting suspended for.
Did he get suspended?
He got suspended from Bally Sports Network.
For the Elmer Fudd voice, as he claimed or whatever.
Yeah, it apparently today is the year anniversary of when Tom Brenneman did a deep fly ball to Nick by Nick Castellanos.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's like perfect timing.
How fitting. Good God.
Yeah. Jack Morris's apology that wasn't really an apology.
I didn't even hear the apology.
It's all right. Well, I don't know.
It's just as good over the air apology could be, right?
Yeah, exactly. So just I'll be curious to see when they reinstate him. And then, I missed. Vinnie also found this. Thank you, Vinnie. The MLB proposed a $100 million floor for the cap and a 180 ceiling salary cap for the next collective bargaining. You guys think this goes through, or you think the players riot about this?
That's the floor is great having a floor, but that is a low ceiling.
Very low. I mean, a lot of teams spend almost 200 million already, right? Or I should say a lot, but a good chunk, right? I mean.
Yeah, so it's and plus the luxury tax is supposed to pay for the teams near the floor to get there. So I don't know.
I hate to say it. I really think we're headed toward a labor
work stoppage.
Yeah. So
of course, when the White Sox are good, let's stop playing baseball. so they get old and crusty, and then you come back, everyone's happy, and they suck.
They better win this season just in case.
Seriously, you know what? In all honesty, they got Kimbrel. They traded people like. This might be it. We might have to do it this year. So.
Yeah, just in case, because you don't want it to be like a 93 season again, where
that's exactly,
or 94,
93, 94. What circus, man! Good God. We'll see.
So, and then lastly, I saw this. Jeff Passan tweeted this out. He's an MLB writer, insider. I don't know what you want to call him. He said that the MLBPA and the MLB struck an agreement with Fanatics, who is the supplier of a lot of the MLB clothing merchandise, to create an exclusive baseball card licensee for the sports, which will mean there will be no more Topps baseball cards, at least Topps baseball cards, because they are only going to be Fanatics issued baseball cards. So, Vinny, I know you're a big card collector. How did you feel about this? What was your take on this?
I actually didn't see that, but that is pathetic.
Yeah,
and sad. Who is it? I think it's Donruss right now. They're still printing baseball cards, but they don't have the MLB rights. So all the players don't have any of the logos. They still have the players. So I'm assuming that's what Topps is going to end up doing. But that stinks. That's just a
so the baseball cards will be Fanatics branded then, because they do a lot of the clothing and stuff like that.
They run the MLB shop
apparel.
store too.
Yeah. That's right.
It's going to be weird trying to chase those, I guess, for people. I don't know. I will. I think I will stick with Topps, but
keep your Topps collection, man.
But even still, like I don't. The old Donruss cards are really cool, but I don't like the new ones because they don't have the logos on it. It's just like the jerseys are blank. It's like this.
Yeah, they're like erased.
I think I had a lot of. Was it Fleet? Did Fleet make baseball cards? I feel like I had a lot of Fleet cards growing up too. I could be wrong. Maybe that was for basketball. I don't know.
Basketball, yeah.
Upper Deck. I have a
That's a lot of hockey.
Upper Deck.
They're like strictly hockey now.
Yeah.
They used to do football, but I don't think they do football anymore.
I remember I got a box set of like the 93, 94 season when I was a kid. I still have them upstairs. I'll have to take a look at them. But anyway, so that's it for baseball. We are now going to move in to our whatever section, and I'm pretty excited about this because I think we'll have some good discussions. But the goal for this topic was think of a movie where there was a sequel, or in a series, the sequel is just as good or better, because I feel like a lot of times the sequels never live up to the hype. See episode 7, 8, and 9 of Star Wars. Anyway, let's start. Greg, start us off. Give us one, and we can kind of debate whether or not we agree, disagree, and then we can throw in some other people because we got a lot of feedback on this topic. So go ahead. Give us one that was on your list, Greg.
Do you care? Okay, so I know we got a lot of feedback from people.
James Bond.
I am going to list the stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
The movie that no one else thought of except me. And Bond fans, I'll tweet this out on Twitter on the timestamp right here. I do have a Bond sequel that is better than the original. I'm not saying Quantum of Solace is better than Casino Royale.
Thank you.
Spectre is not better than Skyfall. Fuck that. I am talking about the very beginning, ladies and gentlemen. The first Bond sequel we had was From Russia with Love, being the sequel to Dr. No. Bond 1 and 2, both fabulous movies, but From Russia with Love found the Bond formula a little bit. It got the right music. Sean Connery is in his element to the max. And it had Robert Shaw as Red Grant, the villain, that fight on the train. Unbelievable fight on the Orient Express. Both great movies. From Russia with Love is the better Bond movie. And it's a sequel because there's references to Dr. No. And Bond fans out there, Sylvia Trench is there in the beginning. These two guys don't know who that is, but if you're listening, I think you'll agree with me. So arguably my favorite Bond movie. So
is this a hot take, Greg, or no?
Sean Connery at his best. No, this is pretty standard in the Bond community. No, yeah, this is.
I didn't realize it was a sequel. The Doc. No, but
it is. It is, and
I've seen Dr. No, but I've never seen
Goldfinger
with Love.
Oh, you got to watch that one, Vinny. That's a good one. Goldfinger followed after that was the one.
I remember really Goldfinger. Yep.
That really had nothing to do then with the previous two, other than in the small little scene. Art is From Russia with Love, better sequel than Dr. No. So that is mine. Now we'll switch to the more popular ones.
Do you want me to go next, Justin?
Yeah, go ahead, Vinny.
All right. There were a lot of the ones I had are on the list, so I'm going to do one that's not on the list.
There we go.
That would be Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, was probably better than Austin Powers International Man of Mystery.
I would say endorse
introduced Mini-Me and Fat Bastard. I don't know if that's you got to click the button on that one, Justin, because they said bastard. But yeah, I would say that was better than the first one. Although I love that entire series.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how well those movies are received with the Bond community since they kind of poke fun.
No, it's all very well received.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's all very well received. Big Austin Powers fans in the because it's we look at it as an honor to the Bond movie.
Yeah,
I love the Austin Power movie. So
Vinny, that's
and I would agree with you.
That second one is awesome. Like I said, I liked the first one. The second one, though, blows it out of the water, I think. That opening intro dance scene where they're dancing through the hotel and
naked.
Totally
because his wife was a fembot, so he's not single again.
Yes. And I know they've been rumored to be writing a fourth one, which I wasn't.
I heard that.
Yeah. And Mike Myers is getting old. I don't know. The third one didn't end very well. I didn't like that. Dr. Evil, spoiler. He's a good guy now. It's no, I don't want that. So
yeah.
But I don't know.
So they kind of did the whole the Spectre.
Well, that's
thing,
the whole
right?
thing. It became James Bond literally became a parody of itself and stole material from Austin Powers. That's why I hate Spectre, Vinny.
Okay.
Oh God.
I just like it because Dave Bautista's in it, and that fight scene's pretty good.
It is good, but they wasted. All right, I won't get into it.
I know.
It could have been better. Right. You're right.
They could have had him had a couple more scenes, but yeah, they did end it quickly. It's oh.
Oh man.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pick one from the list that I also had. Am I lagging again? I can't tell. I don't think
you're good.
I'm good. Okay.
Good on this end, Justin.
All right. Good. I can hear little squeaks in my headphones. It's it's cutting out on my end. All right. Anyway, I'm going to pick one that was on our list. This came from a couple different people. This came from my buddy Sean on Facebook. It also came from Stephen, Dean, John Michael, and who are from the Game Informer Facebook group, which is not run by Andrew Reiner, who we interviewed, but I know he frequents that. And then also from the MinMax Discord, King Prometheus. And they said Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. I completely agree with this.
Yep.
Terminator 1's good, but it's a totally different movie. T2 is just awesome. Robert Patrick is that morphing
T1000. Yep.
Yes.
Liquid metal.
The liquid metal. The fact that, Arnold goes down into the lava with the thumbs up at the end.
That was so sad.
It was.
It was.
Cry every time I see that.
It was. And unfortunately, I feel like they haven't nailed a good sequel after that. I mean, the other ones that came out after, there's things that are good about some of them, but yeah, that T2 is my go-to. If I'm going to watch Terminator, it's going to be that one. So
Yeah.
that was one that I definitely support. That scene where he's Robert Patrick is chasing Linda Hamilton in the what is she in, like the asylum?
Psych ward.
Mhm.
Psych ward.
Yeah.
Like that is such a good scene, and he's changing what he looks like to get further into the psych ward. So yeah, that was completely agree with all those people that wrote in. Thank you guys. That is a great one.
And just the reveal when you find out that Arnold's the good guy, and because you really don't know until there's the shootout at the mall.
Yeah,
and then that maintenance guy bit the dust right there. I don't know why. I love watching that guy get shot. I don't know why. It's just such a great scene.
It's more dancing though, isn't he? Just shaking around.
That's like great late 80s, early 90s violence. So good. Vinny, you got another one?
I'll probably go. Let's see here. Who's it? Erica said the Fast and Furious movies were all the rest that came after the first one, besides Tokyo Drift, which I'm going to actually have to highly disagree.
Thank you.
Tokyo Drift was probably the best sequel out of all of them.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
it had the best theme song. It had its own theme song. I don't think any of the other ones have a theme song.
I think the Tokyo theme song, a couple of my friends, that is when I call them, that's what it used to play, was the Tokyo Drift theme song, because they knew how much I liked the series. So,
but I think I don't think the only one I've really seen from start to finish was Tokyo Drift, because it used to play all the time on like a TBS or TNT when I was in college, so I'd always just have it on. So that, I think, is the only sequel I think I've seen, but I've seen bits and pieces of the other ones, and they all look like good action movies.
They're good
and
popcorn
they
movies.
they take it to they try to outdo the one before it.
If the end of the series doesn't end with them like fighting in space, I'll be very disappointed, because that's the trajectory they're on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the first one is probably still my favorite, just because I saw that for the first time the year I got my license, or like the year I got my learner's permit. And then it is,
and that's why you souped up your car?
Yeah, I souped up my Ford Escort. Oh, my poor parents. Thank God you guys didn't know me then, because you would have laughed at me.
I would have been your friend. I loved that stuff.
I thought I was Paul Walker. In any of my friends that are listening right now, I still remember my friend John. I remember I was so excited. I got to his house with my giant ass spoiler on a 4-door Ford Escort, and he's like, "What did you do?" And I had the exhaust tip that hummed, because but anyway, I would agree. Fast and Furious 1's great. 2 I used to love. 2's not really that good. Tokyo Drift is okay. 4 I'm not a big fan of, but 5, I feel like 5 is where they really had their renaissance, and they started to kind of come back as a great action series with The Rock and driving through, I think it's the streets of Rio with the vault, or the police vault behind them, swinging back and forth. So definitely agree. But Erica is wrong. Tokyo Drift is a good movie.
Yes.
Greg, what about you? You got another one?
This is one that I struggle with, guys, and it's partly because that I view them as two different genre of movies, but that would be Alien and Aliens.
Okay.
So I think Erica and Dean believe that Aliens is a better movie than Alien, or a better sequel.
Yeah.
I'll say this: I love both movies. The first one for me is a horror movie, and the second one for me is an action movie. Yep. Two different directors, two different styles, both awesome. Do I like one more than the other? I don't know if I do. It's more dependent on what I'm more in the mood to watch. If that
I
makes
would
more
completely
sense.
agree.
But there's definitely an argument there, with fans of the series. Obviously, I'm only really a fan of those two, I would say. I like the other ones, but not in the level of originals. I mean the first two are just incredible.
I love
incredible filmmaking. So
Game over,
both.
man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, for me, it's just kind of like more what I'm in the mood for watch. Want to see Bill Paxton and the Space Marines go at it, or if I'm just looking for terror, or horror in the first one. It's just kind of based on that, but both great movies.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good pick.
And the trailer, I think the trailer for the original Alien movie, I think that's the best trailer ever made of all time.
I don't know if I've ever
I'll have to
seen
watch it.
You'll have to watch it. I mean, it's just watch it. I mean, even it even strikes a chord now because trailers are a way they give away, almost
Way too much.
almost
Way too much,
everything.
yeah.
This one just keeps you guessing. You can still appreciate even well after you've seen the movie. So give that one a watch. It is a great trailer.
I also miss, like, from the 80s and 90s, it was the same guy that did all the voiceover for every trailer, pretty much. I don't know who that guy is.
Right.
Obviously, he doesn't do it anymore, but I miss that guy. All right. Let's see. Gosh, I'm trying to think of some other good ones, but another one that I would say that's on this list that I also would agree with is Batman Begins and Dark Knight.
Yes.
Which it came in from Tony and Trent on Facebook. I completely agree. Batman Begins. I think I've told this story before where the girl I was dating at the time didn't like the movie, so she made us walk out. So I had seen Batman Begins much later after that, and I was like, wow, this is really good, for a good Batman movie. And then Dark Knight just took it to a next level. That is probably by far 1989's up there, but I think Dark Knight is probably still my favorite Batman movie of all time, which I know is probably cliche by now because everyone just looks at the Joker and Heath Ledger and all that. But that movie amped it up, kind of also took it in a little bit of a different direction. I think Batman Begins was maybe a little more stylized with the way they kind of made, was it Arkham at the end kind of look, where this, Batman, the Dark Knight was just strictly the city, Gotham, and that's it.
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Yeah, it didn't have that gothic feel to it that just put you straight kind of like in the modern world with, conflict and action. It made it just like it made it just like a thriller movie with, the comic book characters, which was mind blowing. Never seen anything like that.
No, and I still remember sitting in the movie theater in that intro with all the guys wearing the clown mask. I'm like,
the bank robbery.
Yeah. Bank robbery.
That was great.
Yeah.
Wow, what a way to start this sequel. So no, that is definitely one that I really enjoyed. All right. I guess if you guys want to, we can go around one or two more times if you want, depending on how much time we got left. Vinny, you want to give us another one?
Yeah, I missed this one on the list, but it was definitely the first one I thought of. Back to the Future 2 being better than the original. John and Erica. I'm thinking if that's my sister, Erica,
it is your sister. Yes,
I'm gonna have to say that she sucks because she said the third one sucked, and actually, that growing up, that was my favorite one of the in the trilogy. I will have to say though, 2 is probably the best one.
Yeah.
In that trilogy, but they were all really great movies.
You can't go wrong.
But yeah, the second one when they go into the future and the hoverboard, I'm still waiting for a hoverboard.
Yes.
And the automatic laces. I wanted all of that stuff that he had growing up. I was just like, man, when are we gonna get to the 2016? I can't.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Flying cars. This is gonna be great. And yeah, I'm still waiting for all that stuff. So
yeah, no, I think everything you said, Vinny. I still like that second one. My favorite scene is when I can't think of the actress's name, but she's trapped in the future house that she, lives in, and she's trying to get out before she meets her future self, and just the clothes that they're wearing, and it's like, oh man, thank God no one dresses like that, But
the
that's
rehydrated pizza. I'm still waiting for that. Too.
Yeah, you give me a Pizza Hut box, or I think it was Pizza Hut, right? Or was it Domino's?
Yeah, it was Pizza Hut. Yeah, it was Pizza
and
Hut.
And then the giant, the giant movie screen TV, which I think we've kind of surpassed that technology at least. But that's a great pick. The first one, I think, I don't know. The first one is just such a classic, but the second one did such a good job amping it up. And the third one's not bad. I definitely wouldn't say it sucks. Like my wife and your sister, so vocally expressed. But yeah. Feel free to text her and tell her she's wrong. I would greatly appreciate it.
I will.
She's not listening. She's not listening right now. Is she just?
No, she's upstairs. Okay. She's upstairs. But because obviously, if I tell her she's wrong, she don't listen to me, but she'll listen to you. So.
I don't think she'll listen to me either.
No, probably not. No, if anything, she'll have some kind words for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Greg, you got another one?
I do. I want to throw this one out there because I'm glad Emmanuel brought this up. He brought up Captain America, the First Avenger, and Captain America, the Winter Soldier. I think I've mentioned on this podcast before, Captain America, the Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie.
Yep.
Thus,
I would agree with that.
Agree with his statement right there. Captain America, the First Avenger, nothing wrong with that movie.
No.
Little far-fetched, little goofy, had some good moments.
I like Hugo Weaving in that movie. Yeah.
Hugo Weaving, Tommy Lee Jones also very underrated.
That's right. Yeah.
As Colonel Phillips in that movie. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Oh man, talk about action.
Yeah.
Talk about just being blown away by, whatever. I mean, just the whole idea of Bucky coming back, the fight sequences, Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Just story of corruption and all that. I mean, it's just fabulous. Taking an old dude, putting him in the modern day after the New York conflict and everything. I mean, it was a great follow to the Avengers movie. I think
Now,
it kind of put Steve Rogers in that place where it's like, this is the only life this man can go to right now because he's in this time where, he doesn't know what to do with himself. This is the only life he's ever known. So this is the fight he has to choose pretty much. So.
Okay. You'll have to refresh my memory because I haven't seen all the Marvel movies and I've only seen a couple, but is Winter Soldier the one where Hydra has infiltrated the government or is that Civil War?
Nope. No, Hydra is, that's when you kind of learn.
Yeah. And then he kind of whispered, like they're whispering Hail Hydra and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because that was, Winter Soldier was really good. And I'm not the biggest Marvel guy. So,
and plus, I want to give a quick shout to, that's the first appearance of, Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Sam. And that his kind of first entrance into the series was just,
that's right.
Kind of mind blowing when you see those wings for the first time and what he can do. So
yeah.
Really awesome movie. My favorite of the MCU thus far.
This was a pretty big one. And I feel like we are a unabashed Star Wars podcast as well. John, Trent, Michael, and Dean said Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. I would definitely agree. They are on par. I think I still like A New Hope a little bit more. I grew up liking Empire Strikes Back more, but Empire Strikes Back is a great movie, and just as good as A New Hope, if not better. Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks kind of bring that down. But
I like the Ewoks.
I know you do.
Vicious creatures.
They are. They
got the drums made out of the heads of
skeletons,
the stormtroopers.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it's that dark middle chapter, which I mean, gosh, how many movies that are trilogies have tried to
capture that,
right? Like even Back to the Future 2 is a little bit of that, right? Like when he's in the future and everything's going wrong, and then obviously it wraps up a little bit nicer than Empire Strikes Back does. But yeah. So I would definitely agree with that. Vinny, you got one more you want to do before we wrap up?
I guess kind of a obvious one for us probably growing up, Mighty Ducks 2 being better than the first one. Nothing wrong with the first one, obviously. The better jerseys were in the first one. But the second one was it was great.
Vinny, I'll give you one guess. Who doesn't like the second movie?
Oh, you're married to her.
Yes, it's your sister. I'm only saying that because she just walked downstairs right now. Now she's giving me the evil eye. The Mighty Ducks 2. Yeah, she just made up like a thumbs down face.
Doesn't she like the third one?
She likes the third one, yeah. Well,
yeah, that's the wrong third one to like.
Go Mighty Ducks 3.
Nobody's perfect, But yes, I completely agree. I know our buddy John also agreed. Mighty Ducks 2 is just as good, if not better. Team Iceland, even people that don't really know the movies know the whole Iceland is green and Greenland is icy, like because of that movie,
The knuckle puck, right? Everybody tries to do the knuckle puck when
which doesn't
class.
Don't do it. It doesn't work. Unless you're putting a string around the puck and then pulling it, that would be the only other way to get it to work. But that is a great movie. There's something about, I always thought it was so silly too as a kid, like, why would they go to like the World Juniors with just one team from Minnesota and like 3 or 4 other kids from around the country? That doesn't make any sense, but it's a good movie nonetheless. So
you let it happen. So
yes, when you're like 7 and you're all about the Ducks, you just kind of roll with it. So
but
Greg, what about you? Any last ones before we wrap up?
Can I do one that I agree with and one I disagree with?
Yeah,
Sure.
we haven't had any disagreement. Yeah.
Oh, I got
Okay.
one to disagree with.
Well,
Okay.
before we wrap up, we'll do some disagreement ones too. But go ahead, Greg. What do you want to say?
Do you want to finish up with disagreements there? I'll let.
Yeah, we could.
Well, I
we
can
could do that.
So I'll just do with what I agree, and I
Okay.
agree with the mom right here, Justin.
Okay.
Agree with Robin. Christmas Vacation is better than Vacation. I love Vacation, but I think Christmas Vacation is my favorite.
Yes, and our mother-in-law Lynn also suggested that one too. So both moms.
Oh yes, I see it right there.
They're on the same page.
I'm with the moms on this one. Nothing against Vacation. It's a great movie. I love it. Christmas Vacation is just freaking.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's like I can't tell you how many times I've probably watched that in my life around the holidays. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
There's just, I mean, our family, and I'm sure you guys are similar. We quote that movie so many times, even when it's not Christmas. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just, it's ingrained in our brains.
And it's Randy Quaid in the series at his best, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's kind of, he's funny in the first one, but he's kind of also just a like a jerk, I guess.
Yeah.
But in this one, in Christmas Vacation, he's still a buffoon, but he's a heartfelt buffoon.
Yeah.
And he's just, some of his lines, Clark's lines, obviously, whatever.
Yep.
I mean, it's just all of it. I mean, they make
Todd and Margot
goddamn movie. Yeah.
Todd and Margot.
Totally.
Yes.
An unknown Julia Louis-Dreyfus at that time.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
I mean, I don't know, Margot. I mean, how many, how often do we use that line? It's such a mundane line, but it's what we quote, and it's just it's a movie I really look forward to watching. And hell, I'll even watch it. I'll even watch it when it's out of season. I don't care. So good call, moms. Yep.
Yes,
Christmas Vacation. I'm with you.
Very good call. I'm trying to think. Gosh, let me see. Hold on. Let me check my phone real quick because I have a couple more. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. My buddy John, the movie aficionado, he also wrote in, and I gotta agree. And also with the sequel in production now. Clerks 1 and Clerks 2. I don't know if you guys are big Kevin Smith fans. I don't think we've ever actually talked about any of the Kevin Smith movies before, the three of us.
I love Clerks 2.
Oh, do you really, Vinnie? I didn't know that. I
absolutely love that movie. I have not seen Clerks, though. But Clerks 2, I will quote that. I
see, I'm the opposite of you. I've seen Clerks. I haven't seen Clerks 2, Vinnie. So I think we got.
I haven't.
We might have to have a movie.
Let you borrow that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Clerks 2 is. Is Clerks like Clerks 2? Because Clerks 2 is just raunchy and just out there.
So Clerks 1, I didn't see Clerks 1 till high school. So I was way, 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 way past the initial. I mean, obviously, because I was pretty young when it first came out. But it's, the first one's in black and white, and it's kind of like different scenes, like each little segment's like a little thing. There's an overarching story, but it's much more, I'd say, slower paced. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's a huge, like full blown, like beginning to end story. It's more just like little scenes, and then they kind of come together to make one full overarching story. This probably doesn't make any sense. Where Clerks 2 feels like a legit movie, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because Clerks 1 was like, I think Kevin Smith's first thing he was ever really doing. But yeah, Clerks 2 takes it to a whole nother level in terms of just jokes and story and raunchiness. Oh my God. Like, that is a movie. Like, if I was watching that at home and I lived at home, yes. If I lived at home and I had that movie on, I would turn that movie off when my parents came home. Because not that there's like there's no like graphic nudity or anything, but it's just so raunchy.
Yeah.
But it also, I think even with that, there's also, and Vinny, you could probably back me up on this, there's a lot of heartfelt moments about like kind of growing up and not being stuck in that, you're not really a kid anymore. You're not even in your 20s anymore. You're kind of in your 30s. And it's like that realization, like, oh shit, like I'm not,
haven't done anything.
I'm not, what have I accomplished? The world's passing me by, so it's really neat. And there is a great Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings comparison by one of the main characters, which you could probably just look that up on YouTube, Greg. It is hysterical. So let's just say,
I think it's on I was looking it up. I think it's on HBO Max.
Highly recommend it.
I'll have to check that out.
I'm excited for the third one.
Remember, I did see one scene of Clerks, and I think it's serendipitous that I saw that scene. It was when the accountant is in the store looking, perfing for eggs, like, Should I be sitting here looking at each egg if it's a perfect egg?
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird like non sequiturs. Like there's the thing where like one of their friends dies, so they go to her funeral and they knock over the casket. Just strange stuff. They play hockey on the roof of the store because they're all big hockey fans. But yeah, that is mine. That is a great one. That is a great one. Real quick before we move on to ones that we don't agree with. Let me just run through a few others because so many people wrote in. Evil Dead 1 and 2. I've never seen any of those, but Chris Logan, our friend from the Best of the Rest podcast, give them a listen. It's pretty cool. It's a superhero podcast. And Robert from Facebook both said Evil Dead 1 and 2 are just as good. John Shayla from Sweet Time, which is our one of our good friends. She said the Indiana Jones movies are all pretty good equally, except Crystal Skull. I would agree. Crystal Skull's awful. But I am kind of a Temple of Doom is probably my favorite now, which I did not like that one as a kid. Sean
Another
says,
darker one.
Yeah, much darker. Yeah. Die Hard and Die Hard with a Vengeance. Oh, okay. Die Hard and Die Hard with a Vengeance. And Sean is another one. And then our moms and Lucas wrote in and said Toy Story 1 and 3 are also very good. Vinny, real quick before we let you go, do you want to say one that you disagree with?
Yes. I don't know if you guys realize that this had a sequel, but Caddyshack and Caddyshack 2.
That's right.
I don't know if I saw the second one.
Oh my gosh. Maybe we should watch it and do a drinking game to it. That's the only way to do it. It was awful.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't remember much of it, but I remember renting it. Someone told me that Caddyshack 2 was funnier than the first one. I was like, oh, okay. No, really? It was not. Rodney Dangerfield wasn't in it. I don't think he was in it, or maybe he had a small part in it. It was bad. It was really
man.
Bad.
I don't know if I ever saw it.
No, I didn't.
You don't really want to.
Greg, you got one before we wrap up that you disagree with?
I feel like I got to chime in here, and I got to disagree with Erica on this one, and Tony for that case. But all the Saw movies better than the original? Is that what they're trying to say there?
Yeah,
I would have to. I don't know. I know you're probably not a Saw guy.
I haven't seen a single one. No,
Vinny, I don't know where you're at with that movie series.
I saw the first one, but I saw a couple of the second one. Like I think that's the second one, but the first one was definitely better.
Yeah, there's like 20 of them or something, and they're almost like a mini series. I gotta say, I think the first one's the only good one. The first one is actually a really good movie, in my opinion. I don't know about the sequels, guys. I mean, up to like 2 to 20 or whatever it is. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with Erica there on that one, Justin. Yeah. I don't know if any of the Saw movies even come close to the first one. So
No, I haven't seen any of them. Couple others. One that I will disagree with for sure is John says Wayne World's 1 and 2. I don't like Wayne's World.
I haven't seen Wayne's World 2.
It's
Am I missing out on that one? I've heard terrible things about that.
They have Wayne Stock, which is like this big music festival.
Yeah.
And then like what's the guy from the Doors that the singer that passed away? Jim Morrison, right?
Morrison, yes.
He like Wayne.
I want to say Van Morrison, but no, Jim Morrison.
Wayne sees Jim Morrison like in dreams and telling him to build this giant music festival.
Yeah, heard that.
Yeah. Just a couple other quick ones because I want to make sure we get to everybody that wrote in because we are definitely appreciative.
Yes, we are.
Batman 1989 and Batman Returns. My wife says she loves Batman Returns way more than Batman 1989.
Really?
I would say they're both good, but also very different. Batman 1989 is more straight laced, where Batman Returns, I think they kind of let
I think we brought that up when we had Bill on.
Yes,
because that is like a straight up Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, they let Tim Burton do whatever he wanted. They're like, you made us lots of money. Here you go.
Yep.
So that's another one. Chris, our buddy Chris, the White Sox fan that we had on, we interviewed. Mm-hmm. He wrote in and said the John Wick trilogy. I have never seen a John Wick movie. Have you seen any John Wick movies?
No, I heard they're really good though.
I've heard they're really good, and I love Keanu Reeves. So that is one.
And he's a good dude. I've heard he's a really good dude. Like
I have heard that
too. So
oddly enough, now this might be urban legend, Craig. I don't know for sure. This is what was passed around when I was in high school back at Oak Lawn Community High School. But
besides the joint. Sorry.
No, that one, not me.
Not you, Justin. No.
Supposedly, so Oaklawn had this festival every year in the fall called Fall on the Green. And supposedly, I believe it was Keanu Reeves' band Becky played it, or he was playing at Ridge Fest, which is Chicago Ridge's Fall Fest.
Okay.
And at one point, Keanu just kind of was walking around Oaklawn at night by himself and just kind of sitting on the park bench, kind of taking in all that Oaklawn has to offer, which isn't much. And like, that was the urban legend. They're like, did you see Keanu? He was walking around the street last night. It's like, no, he wasn't. It's not like he's some like Bloody Mary.
Keanu Reeves is among us.
Yeah. You say his name 3 times in the mirror and he shows up. So again, I don't know if that's true. If any of my friends from high school that are listening, if you remember that, or maybe I've somehow made that up in my head, but I could have swore that was a thing. Couple others. Family friend Melissa says Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I am going to disagree to that to the day I die. I hope she's joking, because Ghostbusters 2 is, in the words of what's the guy on the score? Hot garbage guy.
West Side Mike.
That movie is hot garbage. Ghostbusters 2 is awful. Pink slime in the sewers. Come on, give me a break. It reacts to the way you treat it and talk to it. Come on, pink slime doesn't have feelings. Give me a break. Let's see what else. Chris and Lucas wrote in 21 and 22 Jump Street. I would definitely agree. Greg, have you ever seen any of those movies?
The recent ones?
The recent ones, yeah. The remakes, yeah.
I saw 21. I don't know if I saw 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street's really good. 21 Jump Street's okay, but 22 Jump Street
I really
takes
like
it,
21 Jump Street. So
it takes it a whole nother step further. Tony also wrote in and said Quiet Place 1 and 2. I have not seen Quiet Place 2, but I did enjoy Quiet Place 1.
One was good. Yeah, I haven't seen 2 yet. So
one of the few scary movies I've seen.
Look at you, Justin.
I know. Hey, I'm branching out, Godfather 1 and Part 2, David, Michael, and Dean wrote in. Unfortunately, this is probably a crime. I have never seen any of the Godfather movies, correct?
I love both of them. I'm still a Godfather 1 guy, and that's not saying anything bad, because Godfather Part 2 is widely regarded as the better Godfather movie, even though, technically all 3 of them are considered a great film. Still a Godfather 1 guy, because that's the one. Yeah, I saw it as a kid.
Oh, okay.
And so it is one of those movies that I couldn't really appreciate until I saw it again a couple of times as an adult, and just the achievement in filmmaking it is. And Part 2 is excellent. I just, it's for me, it's just, I think I prefer, kind of like you with The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Both great movies. I'm just a Godfather 1 guy, I suppose, but I love them both. But like I said, David, Michael, Dean, I think you are on the majority of people do think Part 2 is the
better one,
greater film. Yeah. Yeah.
A couple other quick ones. This was a really good one, and especially because we like our superhero movies. Trent, Jeremiah, and Lucas brought up Spider-Man 1 and 2 from Tobey Maguire. I would definitely agree with that.
That is a good call. I did not think of that one.
No, and that was it. Spider-Man 2 has Dr. Octopus as the bad guy.
My favorite Spider-Man villain.
I think that was a great. I can't remember the name of the actor that played him.
That'd be Alfred Molina.
Thank you. I knew you would know. Yeah. That guy did a great job playing it,
and he's returning to the MCU.
Yes, I'm excited for that. So great Spider-Man movies there. Spider-Man 3, the less said about that one, the better.
Agreed.
Boy, that is
agreed.
If we did an episode about where the trilogy bombed, that would be on that episode.
That's the first one that comes to mind.
Yes.
Then, so.
Real quick, X-Men 1 and X2, Aaron and Trent on Facebook suggested that. I would say, that first X-Men movie I loved. I'm a huge X-Men fan, and X2, I've only seen that a couple times. That was a really good movie as well. I want to say that's the one where like they're up in like the mountains at like where Wolverine got his
trying to track down Stryker up there.
Yes, and so I remember that being pretty good. It's been a while since I've seen it. Danielle from Facebook says Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick. I feel bad. I have never seen any of the Riddick movies. Have you seen any of those?
Yes, but kind of like how Vinnie mentioned before with Tokyo Drift, kind of like in passing on TBS or TNT or something like that. Mm-hmm. Something I don't want to speak on because I think I gave it enough time of day to actually comment on the quality of it. So sorry, Danielle.
The last two we have Resident Evil and Resident Evil Apocalypse was from Mike A on Facebook. He wrote in. I will be honest. I am a huge Resident Evil video game fan, but I think I've never seen
any of them.
No, I've seen bits and pieces of the first one. I want to say Michelle Rodriguez is in the first one.
Okay. Wouldn't even known. Yep.
Yeah, but I just remember it was like, it's not really tied to the games, and that kind of lost all my interest. And then lastly, this is another one I definitely agree with. I'll be curious what you think of this. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. What's your take on that?
I'm actually going to disagree with you on that.
Really? Oh man.
I'm gonna go out on. I'm going to be the unpopular guy here, and I'm not a big Guardians of the Galaxy guy.
Neither am I.
I think they're funny. I think they're good. It's just not. I don't think it's just my type of movie. If that makes any sense. I know it's the MCU and everything. It's all tied together. I don't know if Guardians of the Galaxy is just not my thing. And if you ask me to pick between the two, I think I'd go number one.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? You could ask me tomorrow. I could walk it back. The more I think about it, could be two. Either way, I don't know if I could, it's just, I like them. It's just not my thing. I think I appreciate the characters more in the Avengers movie, if I'm being completely honest.
Okay. Yeah. So, I think I could be on board with that. Yeah. See, I remember everyone made such a big deal about that Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie, and we watched it, and I was like, this is like the prison escape scene was kind of cool.
Yeah, but but I'm struggling to think of anything. It's probably some of the MCU movies I've seen the least, but nothing really that kind of, really blows me away, I guess, lack for a better term. Nothing really that stands out or something I really truly like or appreciate that makes me go wow or anything, or that was awesome, or that was memorable. Like, even just talk about it now, I'm struggling to remember a lot of core scenes in both those movies. So
I think the reason I liked the second one so much is I really liked Kurt Russell. I thought he did a good job.
That's fair point.
But other than that, I know there's a Guardians of the Galaxy video game coming out soon, and I have no interest because those characters don't really do much for me. I don't know.
Yeah, they're kind of trying to copy that Avengers video game they did a little
which
bit.
That thing bombs.
That thing's struggling. You could probably pick that up for $20 now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll add it to the video game backlog.
There you go.
Slimed episode. So
all right.
Not there yet, folks.
Well, thank you to all the people that wrote in. I think there might have been a few more after today. So I apologize if I didn't get to yours.
And keep them coming. Keep them coming, guys. We want to hear if there's something. I'm sure there's plenty we haven't thought of.
Yeah. Yet, I think that was a fun topic. I didn't know if I thought we'd have trouble thinking of stuff, but thankfully the listeners they're out there.
Honestly, when we brought it up, I thought of maybe 3, and they've all been listed here. Then when we got all the feedback, I'm like, oh, there's some really strong opinions out there. So it was great. It was great to see.
So no, good stuff. Next week, I believe we are all set. We'll be having on the Disney on the Rocks podcast. We'll be having one of their podcasters on to talk about the top 5 Disney animated movies. So tune in for that next week. And then also we have something in the works with Jake Hahn from Sirius XM NHL Radio. He is a diehard Blue Jays fan living in Toronto. So he's going to come on and we're going to talk baseball and maybe either sports movies or sports video games, depending on his preference. We will see.
And Blue Jays are an interesting team, Justin, because that's a team that's trying to work their way in. That, the sizable, the game's back is big enough, but also small enough at the same time where you're like, ooh, able to squeeze it in the wild card. But we'll see.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
I'm rooting for the Blue Jays. I don't really like any of those other teams.
No, they're kind of it's over. Yeah, those other teams have won too much anyway. But
right.
So that's what we got planned. Stay tuned. Greg, you got anything else coming up on Slimed in the near future?
Slimed got some things in the works. We'll just have to wait and see. Get some stuff scheduled. Obviously, we got a little game for you and Vinnie planned.
Oh yeah,
and we might be revisiting some James Bond Slime 5 rankings.
Nice.
So stuff's in the works. Let's see how it goes.
Very cool. All right. Well, again, I'm Justin. That's Greg. Vinny had to duck out and go feed the newborn. So I will say see you later for him. I can't do a Vinny impersonation, so I'm not going to even try.
Should I try one?
Yeah, give it a shot. Because then we'll know if he listened.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, if
man of few words across, so
yes,
that's why we love him.
He gets to the point. So again, you can write in your comments, questions, concerns at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com. Tweet us at baseballandwhat and facebook.com/baseballandwhatever. Thank you again for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Take care, everyone.